action in the future. The catchment areas will change over time. The populations are growing all the time. People are coming from other parts of the country, more urban parts of the country, and moving to places like Cavan, moving to places like Belturbet. Over time, Cavan and the schools in Cavan will not be able to facilitate young people from these areas. I can't emphasise that enough. So for people who think, this doesn't affect me, I'm going to send my children to St Pat's, to Loretto, to Breffni. In time, that's not going to be an option, folks. So when you look around into your local community and say, well, what are my school options? It will be Cavan Monaghan ETB's West Cavan School. So you will have to get into your cars, for those of you who have a car, drive to Ballyconnell, and then head up the road back up to Cavan or Benfermanagh, wherever you work. For those of you that don't have transport, you'll have to start paying for bus transport. That's what's going to happen. So, you have an option now. You're all here tonight. You all have an ability to help us do something about this, to form a committee, to be activists, to have our voice heard. One of the things, it might have been yourself, Jamie, that mentioned this, or somebody else, we have lost so much in this town. And what do we do about it? Not a whole pile. Not a whole pile. So if you're an agency, like the ETB, and we want to know the question, why has this come out of nowhere? Why are we not consulted? If I was the ETB, I'd be thinking to myself, they don't really care about Belturbet. It's grand. We'll be able to get this through. They won't care. We need to tell them now that we care. We need to make sure that they have open, transparent dialogue. You mentioned the meetings, Brendan. No meetings behind closed doors. If they want to do proper stakeholder engagement, they present themselves to a meeting like this, and they answer the questions that we all have for them. The only way that's going to happen, if we make our voice very, very loud. That's all I have to say, folks. I want to thank everybody else that helped this evening. Brendan, you'd like to say a few words? Yeah, okay. We'll give Brendan a few words. And at that stage, folks, we're going to bring this meeting to a conclusion. So if there's anything else that anybody else wants to say, we'll say it in the next few minutes, okay?
Thank you very much, Elaine. I just want to compliment you and the other people who assisted in organising this meeting, and the attendance says it all. And I have to say the overwhelming number of contributions were positive, as Elaine said should be at the outset, and that was the way it was in Bawnboy as well. People speaking from the heart, people speaking in support of retaining local services. As Sean said, we got a text message on, I think it was Friday, Saturday afternoon, calling us to a meeting regarding the accommodation, second-level accommodation provision in the West Cavan area. The CEO, with his senior management, outlined to the office members who were present, that was Joe Riley, Joe Wilson and myself, and along the councillors, and the principals and vice principals of the schools, what their intention was. I was flabbergasted, and I couldn't believe what I was hearing. They gave us what had obviously been in preparation for a very long time, practically a film, aerial shots of different second-level schools in Cavan Monaghan, and as was said earlier, Sean said, ones that were not relevant to us. We're talking about the great new school in Kingscourt, which is great. Kingscourt's in the commuter belt of Dublin now, an area where there has been massive employment over the years, an area that needed a new school, and the best of luck to them. I fought hard along with the community in Kingscourt to get that school. They needed it. Martin Beasley mentioned about the talk of the successful amalgamation in Columbus, and that's the road we should be going. I asked the question again, were those two schools not beside us in the one town? Practically, an obvious case for amalgamation of schools. They gave us, we were told then they extended and upgraded Breffni College in Cavan. The enrollment was huge, and they actually need an extension there, even though the extension and new facilities were only officially opened a few months ago. But they told us about the enrollment, that when Eugene Nichum, Paddy and Liam would have worked with over the years, he was principal in Cavan, principal in St Mogues prior to that as well. They said that the enrollment when he was there was X number per year. Today, it's double X. Well, I pointed out that Cavan Town has doubled in population. It's over 10,000 now. It's not too many years ago. the population of Cavan Town was 5,000. Elaine made the point as well, there will be huge, and there is already, huge pressure on second level provision in Cavan Town. And the population with house prices, and thankfully the population growing in our country, there's pressure with people being pushed back more to the west, because they can't afford the housing, the greater Dublin area, back into East Cavan. So there's pressure will come on towards the centre of Cavan and towards West Cavan. And we have to ensure that we retain our two schools. After the presentation and all the shots we were showing and all the data, I was the first to speak, and I objected strenuously. So I did, absolutely strenuously. And I said that they were not factoring in the value and the empirical evidence of the value of small schools that Elaine mentioned earlier. That's worldwide. Take any education that outline whether it's America or a small island nation like our own, the value of small schools. And it's absolutely wrong to try to say that we can't have provision for children with special needs or with a disability in a small school. Absolutely wrong. What has been happening, quite rightly, is trying to ensure that these children are in mainstream schools and there are ASD units as part of schools, and that's the way it should be. Lorraine and Sandra herself met the CEO not that long ago about the need to progress the ASD unit in St Bricins. We weren't told that day of the plans, and it wasn't long before they were announced. You asked about money that was approved in the past. In 2013, from memory, July I think it was, under the Accommodation and Emergency Works programme of that year, 2013, substantial funding was approved for the provision of an ASD unit at St Bricins and the replacement of all prefabs. I think that would amount to 4 classrooms from memory. That was a project, I think 1.5 million, something like that, or maybe it was less than 2 million, and it was a specific cost put on it. Subsequently, I understand that the BBC went, or the ETV, went back with the department with a much bigger proposal that the department did not agree to. That's my understanding. And I remember very well going through that particular application for the ASD unit and the replacement of prefabs with the then CEO, Colin McAvoy, and I, along with other public representatives, working and advocating for that funding. Remember going through the school with the then CEO. Unfortunately, those facilities should be in place today and are not. That's what happened there, to my mind. Paddy Brady quite rightly pointed out that in the 11 years since he left that school, there has been upgrading of facilities. And it's wrong to say that Bawnboy hasn't changed in 1979. There's been huge investment over the years on an ongoing basis in St Mogues College as well. And there's more being done. The vast majority of schools in the country need upgraded facilities or additional accommodation. You take 10, 12 years ago, there wasn't the need for technology suites that there are in schools today. St Bricins, in September 2010, and I was there at the launchment, was one of the first second-level schools in the country to get an ICT suite with laptops, etc. for children. One of the first in the country to get that. So it's wrong to try to say that there hasn't been improvements. There have, but there's need for more improvements in the two schools. We were told in the past that Bawnboy wouldn't survive. Well, if you go back 12 years, the enrolment today is double what it was 12 years ago. And there's no reason why we cannot grow the enrolment in both schools, because they have particular strengths. And naturally, the local communities need to support them. I just want to say, I was the first to vehemently object to the proposal put forward with ATB. We were, I think from memory, it was 26th of November, a Monday. I went to that briefing, there were commitments of mine which I cancelled, because I understood the importance of it from our point of view, because we wouldn't be brought to something that was good news, we wouldn't be advised about it in pure fact. So, we were told that day that it was a known deal, the department would be approving this, that's the clear understanding we were given. I had questions in the law to the Education Minister on Thursday. He replied to me that his department understood that ETB were doing a review of the second level accommodation needs of the area served by St Bricins and St Mogues, but there was no specific proposal with the department at that particular time. On the 18th of December, I had further questions to the Education Minister when I asked him if he would ensure that there would be no change in the configuration of second level provision in the West Hampton area where St Mogues and St Bricins serve. He outlined to me that it's up to the patron of the management of the school to put forward proposals to the department if they are seeking changes. But one of the key phrases in that reply by the Minister to me was that this should be only done after extensive consultation. If you bear with me a second, I'll read it to you. The Minister said, I can confirm to Deputy Brennan that the decision-making authority for school amalgamations belongs to the patron trustees of the school, and this is subject to the approval of the Minister of Education and Skills. Any proposed changes involves extensive negotiations at local level and must be well planned and managed in a manner that accommodates the interests of students, parents, teachers, local communities, and contributes to an inclusive education system. In this regard, correspondence from the relevant ETB was received in recent days. That's the 18th of December. Once the department has an opportunity to sit that what contact will be made with the ETB. So the question is, where was the extensive consultation? You know there was none, practically none. And that we have to fight our case on the basis of no consultation, that this is not going to be accepted by the local communities. I want to say it very clearly, John Paul, Fianna Fáil, colleagues of mine are here, we are totally and utterly opposed to it. And we will support the communities in Bawnboy and Belturbet in their fight to retain their schools. Because I can see these schools can grow. They have a huge amount to contribute to our society. And we have many people speaking here tonight who have been through the school, who have taken on students who are former pupils of the school into employment, and they have a huge amount to contribute to society. I compliment all of you again on a very good and positive meeting tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen,